So, hello. Monday, the 1st of December. And yeah, new month, new me, isn't it? So let's go ahead and check what sort of news we have. Today, a little bit of manufacturing, here services, and here we have inflation. So Friday, 3 o'clock Friday is inflation. So I'm just writing that down in my news sort of folder in my daily sheet. So, new month, new monthly candle. What can we see here? We have taken previous month low, indicating maybe we want to go lower now. But you could easily also get a boner candle higher. It doesn't mean an awful lot so far because we haven't closed lower. We only took liquidity lower so far. So yeah, so that's taken already. If you start taking the next one, then well, we're painting a picture where we are breaking lows instead of breaking highs. But obviously that's a monthly chart, it's not very relevant on in the day trading space. But here's the series of lows that we want to take, and here is a order block that we can go to. So on a macro, like 10% down is, well, there are targets, there's an order block. So if I was a longer term investor, I wouldn't put my money in the stock market here. I would rather just buy down here. Doesn't that make sense? Okay. On the weekly, what are we doing on the weekly? And maybe we turn on our little EMAs. So on the weekly, here order block holds, goes higher. Here this one, not really holding. Like it held twice, but now what we have done is we've broken these lows, which technically, well, we have gone lower, but not a lot. It's not an awful lot that we have gone lower. So it's not like over here where dunk dunk and then you completely break down. You have only taken liquidity so far, and the EMAs are still green, so doesn't look too bearish after this bullish engulfing candle. So I wouldn't flip super bear just now. Like this picture was different. This, after you took the lows, the next candle immediately broke down. This one, you take the lows and it reverses. So is that telling us that you want to continue the trend now? I mean, still I wouldn't buy it. I do think going a little bit lower makes perfectly sense, but it's not giving us the signals yet. If you close below this bullish engulfing candle, then it's different, because then you have a confirmed market structure change. So far you don't have that. Okay. Which means we do have a weekly level here. So that one would provide a point where we can get a reaction. Oh, 26,000. How interesting. A round number. Then the daily. Isn't it nice when you lose the 50 and you immediately reclaim it? It looks like you are going lower. Certainly this candle here looked like it wants to go lower. And then all you do is, well, so far you're still in this order block sort of situation. So as long as you have these lower highs. This is really the high that you want to break. Yes, you have broken this. Take liquidity here. You're just currently at an interesting place here, where this is a perfect place for a lower high. Perfectly fine to make this a bearish engulfing and then lose the 50 again. Currently you have reclaimed it. So well, we have to see what happens, and certainly we'll have to see if this is today a bearish engulfing, what happens when we retouch this daily level. If you make a bullish engulfing here, well, I see it as we're going higher. If this stays yellow and tomorrow you take previous day high, which is today's high then, and you only wick onto it and then you go lower, then you have something like, where is it? Yes, a situation like here. You go up, you take the highs, you close lower, and then the next day you completely dump. So that could happen here. This is a perfect spot for a lower high. So I wouldn't get too bullish here. But so far, this is not a daily. Tomorrow it's a daily. This is not giving good vibes here, this candle. Look at that. First it gets touched and then you lose it. So this is the same candle here. So this and that is exactly the same. Different context, but the same candle. So from a daily I don't see any levels. Only level is up here, but then we have the weekly before that already. Okay. So then the 4 hour. We have breached this 4 hour. The EMAs are green. Asia today has put in a big fat bearish engulfing, but we have equally gotten a bullish engulfing straight afterwards in London, and now we're attempting to just close above it again, reclaiming the close here, just bouncing off this, making it into support. Currently EMAs are still green, so upside is favored. Don't see it too bearish in this. Look at the line chart. Don't see anything wrong with just continuing higher. I wouldn't want to short this too much. It is a 4 hour. There is a 4 hour. And what was that? That was that 4 hour. Okay. But yeah, turning this seemingly being a good resistance into support. Yeah, it looks like it has taken the liquidity here. Looking at this turning into resistance. Where's my little box? Yes, it has gone lower, but by wicking up here, you have basically taken the liquidity. You haven't closed higher than here, so it still looks fine for lower. But I wouldn't be surprised if we just reclaim this whole thing today. Yeah. It's still one of my rules that I have tried to break too many times, is as long as the EMAs are green, I need to look for longs. Even though this is quite a rejection here, but we are in the EMAs. This is so far still good support here. And as long as this is a step, so you would see here, this is a step. It has wicked onto it, makes this is a higher low. I wouldn't want to short. I would rather look to get it higher, or even, yeah, not print a red candle today, but completely reverse this Asia dump. Taking liquidity is dipping into an order block. This for me is an order block. There is a boner candle afterwards, nicely bullish engulfing, dipping into it, printing another one, printing another wick. Nice. I rather see it as going higher. Yeah. So 4 hour dipping into OB, EMAs green. Asia has dumped hard. Well, why has Asia dumped hard? Well, we don't know, but there has been a big fire in Hong Kong, so markets tend to react to these things. Asia has dumped hard. Time to reverse, or at least hit the 4 hour level above. If you really want to be naughty, you have one more wick lower onto this. So then you're taking, what is that? These are the Asia lows, but you don't have to. Yeah, you really don't have to. Would be nice. Would give us a nice entry, a defined level. Taking liquidity onto a level to then continue the trend. The trend is clearly green. We're far away from the 50. Yeah. Potential for Asia lows onto 4 hour long. Something like that. So that goes into my analysis. Screenshots, before, afters. And then I'll see what happens later in the day. I forgot to say here. A daily has reclaimed 50. If it holds, continue higher. So that one is bullish again. I wanted to go lower, but if you reclaim EMAs, then so the daily here, and then let's check the 1 hour. Hey ho, we have just lost the 1 hour. Oh, that would be great if we. There is the order block again. There is the 1 hour, which is probably the 4 hour as well, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Quite an important level. Yeah. Same setup as on the 4 hour. Asia lows. Let's have a look over here. Yeah, it is monthly point of control. So it makes sense to just bounce from there. It would be great if we just get this wick down. And then higher, there's not an awful lot in terms of levels above. There is no level here, no level there. And then when it comes to anything up here, well, like, how many points do you need? 300, 400? So we have lost the 50 here, but we are at this nice order block thingy. There is liquidity here. Yeah. 1 hour currently bearish, but with good long setup below. No levels above besides 4 hour. So yeah, take the lows here. Typical opening New York Open trade. Dunk, dunk, long ass wick, close above, close higher than these two closes. Just touch the 1 hour. Would be a fine little trade. We'll see. Another 40. Oh yeah. Let's see. If we just squeeze higher and we don't go lower, then it's not so great. And the market tends to do the exact opposite of what you think it does. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when we are down here. Screenshot. So this one is bearish, the 1 hour. Okie dokie. That's that. And let me just actually go onto my own stream here. Okie dokie. Let's save this into the prediction folder, and then we keep the most important levels, liquidity, this one, the 1 hour, and well, these are the Asia highs. Yeah. And now we just wait for New York Open, don't we? Let's see. Oh, I just see that Bitcoin is struggling a bit, huh? Bitcoin making its way down to the last level here. So weekly, yep. So that would be this one. So making its way down to here, check the lows again, bounce on the weekly, and then you can finally retrace and retouch the old weeklies, either this one or this one. What is all of this bounce here? 2 monthly. Currently there's no significant wick up here. So I'm just waiting for this to, well, sell off a little bit more. Potentially today, huh? Let's see what happens here today. Oh yeah, feel free to load faster. That always happens when I have a couple of windows open. Gets a bit slow. It is worth noting this doesn't look like a lot of resistance there. I mean, a lot of support, obviously. Oh, what an interesting place to reject. An order block's job is to break the next low. This is an order block, you hit it, there's the target. So can you take the lows just like that? Maybe. Certainly there is a liquidity. And let me see. The 4 hour. Yeah, I mean the cleanest setup is literally just take these lows once more for a reaction. The 1 hour EMA is nicely read. 30 minute. 30 minute is neat with a rejection here. So there is a 30-minute level here. Order block there. Order block's job is to take these lows, but you have broken structure here. This one has broken structure, which means you don't have to take the lows. Two more minutes. So this one can only take the liquidity below here. Obviously, I always like to take some lows and then reclaim it. So we shall see. Be patient for the setup we know work. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? 3-point stop, 4-point stop loss. But wouldn't take it like after such a long time. Alrighty, let's go. I said today I might want to remove all of these EMAs and see what happens then. Whee! A little opening pump. Some pumperoni action. Beautiful. Instantly breaks a step here. Instantly gives this setup a very nice risk reward. But yeah, I prefer some slower price action. Slower price action and a clean break, clean violation of levels. The first couple of minutes tends to just ignore certain levels. Like this, for example, would be a long right now, and would be a long from exactly this level, but I wouldn't be surprised if it just completely dumps now. So I'm not taking this. Because the 1 hour is red, the 15 minutes is red, and the 5 minutes is sort of just turning red again. I prefer going lower here. There we go. Completely engulfed it. Bearish engulfed it. Perfect rejection from the 50 here. Isn't it amazing how this just completely whacks you around? Well, I take a back seat. I'll be back in a minute. What have I missed? Just a big fat liquidity grab below these series of lows. Yes, brilliant. Perfect liquidity grab. Love it. Love it. So the order block has played out and has taken the previous lows. So now what we're waiting for is a couple of shorters. It seems we are going higher. But as I said, I like to wait for a little bit of a slower price action. I'm not into pulling a fast one. So, but what I do is I put an alert on bearish engulfing once they close. Oh, now you take the high and bearish engulfing. So that's this level tagged here. One could take the bullish engulfing that follows and look for continuation. But I don't. This is one of those spots where you literally take the highs and it's the high of the day. It just keeps selling off afterwards. So I don't like that because this hasn't taken major liquidity. It's not like we have been selling off for a while. This has been going sideways since 5 in the morning. So yeah, it's not engulfing. Not very interessante. 5 minute just turned bullish, pumped through all EMAs. Approaching the value area high here. Well, my setups revolve around white and yellow candles, retouch of key levels. I would like to take a little bit better liquidity. This, yeah, but no. So far, in the grand scheme of things, you're still just within the range. Take externally of that range. And if you don't see the range, well, maybe you are the liquidity. This is the range that we're in. So, I'm looking either for this or for this. Okay. I'm not very interested here in the middle. As you can see, here's the middle of the line. And that's about it. I am not the guy that wants to trade in here. It's just low probability. I've tried before to force some trades here in the middle. It's a hit and miss. It just doesn't work. Not for me at least. We need to take something obvious. These are obvious. I mean, let's call it Asia lows. Someone surely can short this. I cannot. There is no entry trigger for me. Not even here. Like here, this is perfect. Take the highs. Like what highs? These highs. Take the highs and make a bearish engulfing. That's great. Here there is no bearish engulfing, so there's no entry trigger. Oh wow, this 5 minute here is so messy. There we go, selling off again. Why would I try to long up here? That's what I meant by you probably catch the exact high of the day. Where is your opening range? What is now? 41. Still 4 minutes until the opening range is set. And then we have something to play with, either a fake out on the lows and reverse it. And that's pretty much what I'm looking for. It's just the 1 hour. The EMAs are nicely curving down. There we go. Those are the legs that we want to see for a meaningful low to be put in. Print a couple of these and then break one. So after this stays yellow, we're gonna get an alert. Flip. That's the bearish engulfing. And yes, now we could be shorting, but I don't. It's not my setup. Let me see. Take the lows by a tick. Brilliant. Doesn't help anyone. I would prefer a little bit of a go down to the 1 hour and then reverse to the opening range high. That would be a sound little trade to me. Wow. What did I say about the little order block? Where is it? Here. This order block target, as long as you don't close higher, the target is these lows. And it has literally taken it by a tick. What is that? Okay. You've broken a step, by the way. Break a step means we are looking at the next trap shortest. So this is quite impulsive here. So if we want it to be very conservative, you would do something like that, but the risk reward is just awful. So I'm looking for something with a better risk reward. Something where the candles are a little bit smaller. And that's the reason why I don't trade and try to short this. I mean, what is that? A little move down. Five-minute closing higher, brilliant. Now it's showing its hand. It does want to go higher. What did we say in the morning? In the morning, I said this. Turns out we're only taking these small lows and then we're going higher. What did I say on the 4 hour? I also said we were gonna take these lows. I hate it when it is so shallow. Let's see, so because we have broken this, I would expect a lower high and expect the highs to be taken once more. But only if we would want to see the 5-minute close higher than the previous one. So that we are getting, like I would like it to just close higher. There you go, that's also a little order block here. It does like to take the wicks. As long as we don't build nice steps and have no trapped shorts. I'm not really interested. I have my alerts on for bearish engulfings, so I will get an alert as soon as I get my entry signal. Teasing you. Valley area high. Trying to break through, not breaking through. Bit of an attempt. I don't like continuations like this. I like something coming back down and then printing a bearish engulfing, ideally around this area here. So the plan is still the same. Waiting for trapped shorts, and we're going to use them as a step. So here's the first trapped shorts, which indicates we would want to go higher. So we're looking for more trapped shorts somewhere. And I just don't take a trade up here. Not interested. I'd rather preserve my capital and I'll wait for my trade setup. Took me a long time to realize that if you don't respect your trade setup, then your money is gone quicker than you can imagine. And this is not a trade setup for me. Let's see, banging against this. Well, the 1 hour wants to close higher. So the 1 hour should close higher. Because if we want to get this going, we need to close higher. So another 6 minutes, then this line is higher. And after this is higher, you need to look for lower. And as I said in my morning analysis, this is what I expected. We did not get the deeper retracement. We only took those willy-nilly lows here. But this is good. And in fact, let me mark out that. Because there could be just a retouch and go kind of situation. What's the 4 hour saying? Yeah, good. 4 hour dipped into this order block, bullish engulfing, and continues going higher. And there is the 4 hour level, which I would not trade. I would rather take it as a take profit level. Yup. Yeah, if close higher, then look for something lower. 30 minutes. There we go, there's a 30-minute order block. So I welcome this pump. There are the trapped shorters on the 30-minute. Okay. So, and once again, you close higher than here, it creates a higher low, sorry. And you take these highs once more. It's interesting how that works. Also on the 15-minute, you have all your steps here. You close higher, creates a higher low. So yeah, just waiting for something to come back to earth. Another 4 minutes for this 1 hour to be closed. There is no reason for me to think that we wouldn't, well, at least go to this 4 hour. Let me see. Yeah. A little bit of liquidity here. These I see as low resistance highs. And if I don't get a trade now, well, I'm not gonna cry. Because there is no trade for me. You could have forced a trade here. Stop loss below these levels. Like after you close above this point here. Take a 2R, 137 points. If you really want to get into something. But yeah, interesting. 1 hour. This is the opening range high. So double confluence here. Another 3 minutes before we get into potentially taking a trade. It would be brilliant if this pulls back anywhere a yellow candle, you close higher, I mark it long. Okay. Any pullback. Now you have the EMA is pointing up. No, not this one. This one. Here's the EMA band. I just need a step. Something like that. So this is where I start marking out my steps. Nicely visual. And I long it after we close higher. Take a 2R. Oh, 1 minute until the 1 hour closes. There we go, there's the step. Step created. A pullback is welcome. I don't like it when it immediately pumps back. But yeah, you do need to close above the yellow again, because what does it say? Trapped shorts. You're in an uptrend, you want to see trapped shorts. Just do it a little bit more elaborate, okay? Yeah. Oh, these are the 3 o'clock news. Which I do not care. Yeah, some manufacturing news, okay. And then I still only care, are we closing higher? But I tend to not like the first one. The first one I get messed about. I take the second one. By now, could probably take the long here. Something like that. We have closed higher. Anyone wants to take this? Or the retouch? I don't. I'll wait for a little bit more retracement. If you longed it, you would be in the trade now. 2 hour here. I think generally the 1 hour gets retouched quite nicely. And therefore I wouldn't take the first one, because we have a high time frame level just below us. So that's not my trade. Waiting patiently. There we go. Waiting for these. But I'm waiting for these to be violated. No, come on, just stay yellow. Give me something to play. This has technically just taken the lows here for a little liquidity grab. But yeah, if you don't look like my setup, I'm not taking you. No setup, no setup, no setup. And yeah, I might be waiting here until another 2 hours until finally my setup shows up. And yeah, I don't really care. As I said, I'm not the guy that tries to long up there. I'm looking for a nice little reversal. nice bearish engulfing showing up there. So, typical bear bull setup. You can see that as a continuation. I don't trade it up here. If it showed up down here, I would trade it up here. I don't. Just waiting for a little bit of a pullback. I didn't see this 15-minute order block here. This looks good. Like it. Also a little bit of a target. That and that. These are nice levels. And keep in mind the 1 hour on the 50 here. So because we have broken this step, I would expect a retracement and then take the highs. But I want to see the retracement. At least I want to see some step and a violation of that step. And liquidity can come in the form of just taking this high. Low. What am I talking? This can very well be. Yeah, okay. Go higher. So this has done its job. It has broken the last highs, and that's about it. That's all it needs to do. Can this be the high, the overall high? We just need to see a solid yellow candle that gets invalidated. Otherwise, I'm just not interested. And bing! Wick, wick, wick. haven't really retouched any of these levels. Especially this one here. This should retouch that one and then sort of lift off, no? Well, let me come back later. Well, technically we have a step at the opening range high, which has closed below a bullish engulfing. We are at the 1 hour level. So the moment of truth. Are we going to close above here and continue higher? Or is this now the reversal? And we're gonna sell off. What's this high? 313. Rather looks like it wants to go a little bit lower. What we have done is we have lost the 50 here. Not very great. Now you close lower again. Rather looking like a short currently, but I do not want to short after the 1 hour has closed higher. And we've lost 50 here, and now you have indeed closed higher. So I'd rather look for a violation of that. Of that little 1 minute. Would love to see a close above here. No, that was wrong. This one. If you do that, you do have a reference level taken liquidity. Now you only need to go higher. So this was not a liquidity grab. So now we see this is the lake. We're going lower, and you go lower until you get above something. But there is plenty of reason to think it bounces from here. But in order to bounce, you actually have to bounce. I don't predict it. I react to it, as they say. Well, if you don't bounce, you don't bounce, right? And it equally makes sense that we continue lower from here. Why? Because there is this massive 4-hour bearish engulfing. And it looks like we are making our way lower. Funny how I still don't have any setup But yeah, it just means we're dumping. Liquidity grab above the range, and now sell off. Now goodbye. In order to go lower, you have to go higher. And that's exactly what it did just now. It has, well, trapped the opening range longs currently. But I'm not shorting. I wait for a step to be violated. There we go. A step gets violated. Not the bearish one yet. You have not closed higher. You need to close higher, not just wick onto it. This is basically the retracement that I wanted to see. And now you need to close higher. And then you give us another yellow candle. And what have you not done? You forgot to close higher than here. So we're just another step down until you're finally higher. Then we can look at longs. So I'm back, and we are, what are we doing? We have shown strength, broken some highs, and now next step is close above the shortest. It's a bit of a process to get to a trade. Okay. So close above here. Close above here for a long. This is a nice little, what is that? Persian golfing, okay. If you start losing it again, then this reversal simply doesn't work. There we go. We are going, finally. So that's exactly what we want to see. We want to close above these trapped shorts. Otherwise they are not trapped. And then afterwards I would like to see a nice little reaction, whee, higher. And then we're continuing this trend. This impulse, broken a step, didn't retouch the step. But here we need to close higher, okay? So far you haven't. After this candle, you will have. Can also take this level then. Let's see, 15 minutes. There's a big fat wick onto all the EMAs, including the 50. Well, that's why we wait for a close. It hasn't closed. So as long as these yellow ones stay, the bears are in control, and we should go lower. What you want to do is you want to close higher and then retouch the bears, because they want to get out of their position. Right now they are still in profit. So, we're getting somewhere. There we go. So you are about to close higher. Barely closed higher. Barely closed higher. Yeah, that's the key word. It's barely. I'm not taking it yet. You need a little bit of a more conviction like this. Okay. On the other hand, you can clench your butt and just buy. Okay, let's see what happens. So 25,414 looks like a good target to target. So that's exactly the trade that I was mentioning. We have broken above here, and now we have broken the secondary bears, so stop loss goes below here, and we're targeting, well, at least these highs, but then there is this next level here. And what is it? 3R. Where did I get the fill? Let me see. Here. Did you get the fill? Pretty much here. That looks alright. Oh, I'm cheating. I put the stop loss below this little order block. Let's see what happens. Are we gonna get the continuation? All looks good, to be fair. 5 micros, 4 accounts. I could put stop loss to entry now, but then we haven't really retouched the level. I could also, so the most obvious take profit is here, but I'm just gonna put, yeah, I think I just take my bread here. Okay, and that's it for today. That's a nice win, 2R, simple trade, bread and butter, waiting for a retracement, changing market structure, trap shorts, take profit at the next high. What else do you want? It probably goes here to the 3R as well, and beyond, because we have the 4-hour level up here. But it's Monday, and all we want is a quick win. Okay, well, that's me done. That's, what is it? 477 across 4 accounts and 176 on a funded. All right, that's me signing out.